Welcome back to another episode. In this episode we are moving into our new place and building our engine mount. Oh, and we're moving out by the end of the episode, so stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. We are finally shooting in our new location. Since I moved out a few months ago, I didn't really have the time to work or shoot, so the time is finally here. In this episode we will be continuing our build, and we will be building our engine mounts. So in one of these boxes right here, I got the engine mounts and some other exciting stuff. Alright, so in our first box, our engine mounts. These are LS1 engine mounts, or LS engine mounts. And the idea is to do something with them. We got oil pan. Since we will have to re-weld this whole thing, we're gonna have to cut most of it off and then re-weld it, reshape it. We need a metal oil pan. And so yeah, hopefully next episode or the one after that, we're gonna be working on that. Pressure plate. And we got our clutch disc. We got our flywheel, single mass flywheel. So we're gonna test fit this really quick, make sure it fits. Oh, perfect fit. Well, at least for now, it's a perfect fit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna install the flywheel, clutch disc, and the pressure plate on the engine, and then we're gonna put the bell housing on it, and then we're gonna tighten the 4 bolts and start mopping out our engine mounts. So the idea is to remove these ones and put this probably on the engine side, and then weld a plate that will bolt on to where the original used to be. Or the other idea was to weld it on right there. But we're gonna know for sure where after we put the engine in. So a quick update, the flywheel that I got, it is the wrong one. They sent me the wrong one, they didn't send me the bolts, they didn't send me a few other things. So I had to send it back, and we will continue building and hopefully get my correct flywheel sometime soon. But in the meantime, we're gonna continue building the engine mounts, and yeah, let's get back to it. So I took the flywheel off, and we're just gonna put the bell housing on here for now, and once we get a flywheel, we'll take the engine out, put it on, test fit it, and then I already cut into the firewall the other week, so I cut this little piece off right here. Eventually I'm gonna have to cut most of this because my slave cylinder is gonna go right here, and then the starter is gonna right here, so I'm gonna have to re-weld this little portion of the firewall. And so yeah, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove these, and then we're gonna start building our engine mounts. Alright, so the engine mounts are out, and now we're gonna put the engine in. So the engine is in, and so what I'm thinking is I'm gonna put this engine mount right where the original was, and I'm gonna cut the sides off, put a bolt right through the center, kind of like the other one had, and then have it slide into this hole right here, and then we're gonna make a bracket that goes right here on the block. And that's gonna be that for that side. We got our turbo on this side, the manifold, and we're not running AC, so that's where the original AC was, I believe. And so we're not running it, so we're gonna use those holes as our engine mount holes. So on this side, what we got is we got the water pump right here, and we got a thermostat where this hose goes right underneath here, and as you can see, it hits the steering column. So when you're trying to turn, it's gonna hit this plastic pipe. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna go electric water pump instead of the stock one. That way we don't have to run this belt, we don't have to have any of this. We're just gonna get a conversion kit and bolt it on here somewhere. And then before we can put engine mounts on this side, we're gonna have to put the alternator back on, because we want to make sure all of our stuff is on, and then build the engine mounts on top of it or on the side and see what we got, what we can work with. Because on this side it's pretty simple, there's nothing there except the turbo. This side is a little bit more cramped. So here we have this whole gasket, not gasket, this whole mounting thing where we got the fan pulley. We're gonna pull that off. We got our tensioner pulley right here, and then our alternator is gonna go right here somewhere. And so if you put this over here, it doesn't fit because the steering hits it. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to cut this power steering pump off, because we are also not running power steering. This car comes with manual steering, and so we're gonna keep it that way for now, and then maybe in the future we'll might add some power steering to it, but for now we're not gonna have any power steering. So that's the plan. so we cut the sides off, and then fits pretty good. So for the next step, we're gonna cut a hole right underneath where the bolt's gonna go, and then yeah, so we're gonna cut a hole and then bolt it down and then start building our bracket that will go right here. Alright, so the engine mount is bolted on, nice and sturdy. Now we're gonna have to build a plate that's gonna go right in there. Alright, so I got the holes punched through this cardboard, and then we got the 4 dots where the 4 bolts are gonna go. So the plate is done. I'm gonna get some spacers to go right in here between the plate and the block. On the bottom it's all flat. So for the next step, I gotta make a connector. So I cut out some cardboard and we're gonna put it in here and cut out the corners and get our right size that we need. And then we're gonna weld them out in. Alright, so that's what we're gonna have. So we're gonna take the cardboard out and cut out a piece out of this right here. Some pretty thick metal. And then have it bolt on. I mean, weld it on. Alright, so that's what we got. So we're gonna cut it out, and then we're gonna cut this one out, and then make it nice and smooth. So I got that 2 plates sandwiched so I can get it all nice and even. Alright, so this is what I got. I got some washers in here and in the back for the spacers, and then we tighten the bolt, tighten the engine mount plate, and then we're gonna weld in where we want it, then take it off and then weld it in more. So I put everything back. Feels pretty sturdy. Alright guys, that is it for this episode. It is time to pack up all my stuff into the Sprinter and load the car into the trailer, and we're moving once again. This is our last time moving. I've been moving twice this summer, and so next episode our next place we're going to be working on. It is our final place, and that's coming up next week or next episode, so stay tuned and we'll see you then.